Pearson coming out. Long pass goes into Bossy. Look out for this one. Score! Bossy, you could smell that one coming. He had the open side, and it's 2-0 New York.
In on the right side.
Cinderella team in the making for Stanley Cup 81. The Edmonton Oilers leading Canadians 2-0. Down on that left side. Right in front of Gillies. Scores! Carroll just rolled it in front. Gillies was there. 5-0. 25 seconds left in the first period.
Well, the Oilers again taking it to the Canadians. Watch Gretzky here. Oh boy, isn't that pretty to watch. 3-0 Oilers. Boy wonder does it.
That moves within to 1 goal. Now it's Napier. Napier. He's going right in on goal. He shoots.
And give it a breakaway. There you'll see what happens at center ice. Mark Napier, the last man back for the Canadian, right there. And Wayne Gretzky, a free ticket all the way in on 78. The deke to the forehand, and bingo, 4-2 Edmonton.
This will be it, ladies and gentlemen, for 1980-81 for the Maple Leafs. At once stopped by Billy Smith. And it's over. The New York Islanders have defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs convincing style, 6-1. And they'll be congratulated now by the Toronto Maple Leafs as they go on into the Stanley Cup quarterfinals.
As is the case tonight, Bob, the Islanders drew all the stars, as in game 1 and 2. The first star was Dennis Potvin, the second star, Brian Trottier, the third star, Bobby Nystrom.
A minute 14 left here in Edmonton. Oilers 4, Montreal 2.
Canadians with 6 attackers. Now the puck is loose. Here's the center. The score is on it. It's blocked. Drysdale playing without a stick. And it's cleared in by Shuck. 1 minute remaining. 4-0 for Edmonton. And the supporters of the Oilers think that the jig is up. That they have won their series. In the unimagined sweep of 3 games, unimagined in the minds of most people. Now down the ice to 4. Coast to coast in Canada, I'm sure. But they have been an outstanding hockey team. They have been a better prepared hockey team than the Canadians. And they have come up with Moog, Andy Moog, the little goalie, who has performed beautifully. And they have captured the hearts of the hockey people of Edmonton as no other team has in recent times. Blum has played a strong game, too. Now here they come. Here's Gretzky going to get broken in on goal. Getting shot.
Well, Chico, that'll do it. And who'd have thunk it? The Edmonton Oilers not only beating the Montreal Canadiens, which was outlandish enough a few days ago, but sweeping the Canadians. And I don't know how we begin to relate this to anything in modern history. It's as big an upset as I can ever remember.
Me too, Dave. And it was so much that they just dominated the whole series, I guess. I mean, Montreal wasn't even in it. I guess every game in Montreal that Edmonton was in control, and you would think a young team, you know, against the Canadians, they'd lose it, but they didn't.
The quarterfinals and a date with the young Edmonton Oilers, hot off a 3-game sweep of Montreal.
McEwen picking up the puck. McEwen waits back of the goal. It's Hagman with Anderson and Messier for Edmonton as Mike McEwen feeds it past to Howitt. Right side to Nystrom, breaks it all alone. Nystrom, backhander, he scores!
Bobby Nystrom, what a goal, what a play by Gary Howitt.
playoff game. Watch Howard. He sees Nystrom all alone. Edmonton left Nystrom all alone on the right wing side, and Bobby Nystrom, his first shot on net, is between the legs of Andy Moog. Nystrom looking up. He's got a bead on what he wants to do. A good, strong backhander through the legs of Andy Moog, and Bobby Nystrom puts the Islanders ahead.
One intercepted. Guess who? Gretzky is a penalty killer. Wayne Gretzky, check. It's back in the Edmonton defense, cleared it into center ice, and Potvin comes back. Half a minute remaining in this power play. Potvin to Goring. Goring across the Edmonton line, worked it in around the boards, then was slowed up on a check from Siltanen. Here's Nystrom to Goring, comes out in front, shoots, he scores!
A power play goal. The New York Islanders. Good scoring. Smart move. Bobby Nystrom led the play in. He gets in behind number 5. Doug Hicks drops it to Goring. Hicks went with Bob Nystrom, taking him out. The fella that should have been checking Goring coming out from beside the net, believe it or not, is Wayne Gretzky, but he did not come back in deep enough. You'll see him come into the picture right there, a little bit too late.
There's on away from Callaghan. Curry to Gretzky. What a save by Billy Smith. Gretzky left wide open on the far side. Into center ice. Gretzky across the Islander line. Perfect pass over to Curry. A shot. Smith the save. Here's Gretzky, a backhander. Smith just robbed him again. Billy Smith is incredible. And 2 seconds left in the period as Tonelli gets into the Edmonton zone. There's the buzzer. Billy Smith came up with another save off Gretzky as the period was winding down. Intercepted. Guess who? Gretzky is a penalty killer. Wayne Gretzky, check. It's back in the Edmonton defense, cleared it into center ice, and Potvin comes back. Half a minute remaining in this power play. Potvin to Goring. Goring across the Edmonton line, worked it in around the boards, then was slowed up on a check from Siltanen. Here's Nystrom to Goring, comes out in front, shoots, he scores!
A power play goal. The New York Islanders. Good scoring. Smart move. Bobby Nystrom led the play in. He gets in behind number 5. Doug Hicks drops it to Goring. Hicks went with Bob Nystrom, taking him out. The fella that should have been checking Goring coming out from beside the net, believe it or not, is Wayne Gretzky, but he did not come back in deep enough. You'll see him come into the picture right there, a little bit too late.
Siltanen handed it right to Wayne Merrick. Merrick coming right in, shoots Moog the save. Merrick with his own rebound, centered. Tonelli a backhander, he scores!
It's a matter of overpowering, and that's what the New York Islanders are doing to the Edmonton Oilers, overpowering them in their own end of the ice. Twice, Edmonton had the puck and coughed it up as Wayne Merrick passes it in front. A backhand shot by John Tonelli. He just wants to get it on the net and take a chance. Wayne Merrick intercepted an errant pass by Edmonton, brought it behind the net from his own rebound, passed it in front. Tonelli puts it in.
Lormer out into center ice. Shoots it around the boards. Andy Moog cuts it off. Let it roll to the corner right to Carroll. Carroll centered. Marini couldn't trap it. Lormer a shot. That deflection, they score! Off Marini, I believe, and it's 4-0 Islanders.
Hector Marini changes the direction of the shot by Bobby Lorimer. Right between the legs again. Islanders in quickly. Lorimer comes in, gets a half a shot away. Just get it on the net. It went wide. But Hector Marini didn't know it. He deflected the puck by Andy Moog, much like he did against Toronto. Right there, Hector Marini with helmet over the eye. 15:45 remaining in the second period. Islanders ahead 4-0.
Ertzon left the puck at the line for Potvin, over to Bossy. Bossy in that Edmonton zone, gave it to Trottier. Trottier to Potvin, shoots, he scores!
Do not take foolish penalties against the New York Islanders. They should know that. Coffey gets a silly penalty, interference, and the Islanders pop another one in. Dennis Potvin coming in from the point as Trottier finds Potvin. A quick shot by Potvin. His first goal of the playoffs. And the Islanders are ahead now 5-0. As Brian Trottier looks and finds Dennis Potvin. He wasted no time. He can't from there. And let the shot go quickly. 5-0 Islanders. Potvin his first goal of the playoffs.
Gretzky with the rebound, fed it up to Messier. Messier across the Islander line. Drop pass. Gretzky goes to the backhand, shoots, he scores. Wayne Gretzky goes upstairs on a backhander, and it's 5-1 Islanders.
Give them 2 chances, and you might stop them. Give them 3, and it's a lot harder. Messier, a fine drop pass. That puck sat still. As Gretzky goes in, everybody backs in on Billy Smith. Gretzky walked right in and picked the top left-hand corner on a fine backhand. Earlier, Billy Smith had made a good save off him at the end of the period on a backhand shot. This time, Gretzky goes higher. He puts it in the top of the net. That's a power play goal.
Goring. Goring with Gillies and Marini. This is Marini over the line. Hector Marini tried to cut in. Check to the boards. Here's Goring with it. Centers. Gillies scores!
Another mistake is costly to the Edmonton Oilers. Actually, it's 2 mistakes. Weird penalty, and here, as Marini drops it to Butch Goring. Watch Clark Gillies in front of the net. He tips the puck. That's Gary Unger, number 77, trying to check Clark Gillies, and he let Clark Gillies get in behind him, and Gillies tips the puck by Andy Moog, and another power play goal by the New York Islanders. They're 3rd in the hockey game. They're 2nd in the second period. Gives them a 6-1 lead.
Up comes Billy Carroll. Carroll with 13 minutes remaining in regulation time. Just dumped the puck into the Edmonton zone. Edwards left it there for the defenseman, and immediately Gillies on top of Hicks. Marini back to Langevin at the point. Langevin a drive, deflected, they score!
Brian Trottier deflected the puck as Clark Gillies cut in front, so did Trottier. The shot by Dave Langevin from the point. Fine hustle. Marini back to Dave Langevin. Watch right in front of the net now. The shot goes through. Brian Trottier being checked by Hicks. Tipped the puck. Clark Gillies was right in front of Edwards, screening him. And in it goes. Langevin, a good shot from the point. Clark Gillies, it did. It hit Clark Gillies' stick. It looked like Brian Trottier's from the angle we saw it on first, but it was Clark Gillies.
Goring. Goring across the line. Drop pass. Potvin lets it go. Edwards the save. The rebound. The score. Denny Potvin on his own rebound. The shorthanded goal. 8-1 Islanders.
Goring drops it. Potvin shoots it and goes after his own rebound as number 4, Kevin Lowe, tries to clear it. He dove for it. Number 7, Coffey, is a defenseman. He's trying to get back and can't. Dennis Potvin, his own rebound, right in the top of the net. A shorthanded goal, as Jiggs McDonald pointed out. Potvin, 2nd goal of the game.
They've just corrected the 7th Islander goal. And there's the 2nd of the game for the Edmonton Oilers as it came out in front and tipped in by Hagman. Makes it an 8-2 Islander lead. But the goal for the Islanders is now Gillies as we take a look at Edmonton getting their 2nd. Hagman in front.
Matty Hagman from number 9, Glenn Anderson, as the Edmonton Oilers take advantage of a mistake by the Islanders. They left Hagman all alone in front of the net, and he put the puck in.
Nystrom. 3 seconds left. Nystrom dumps one in, and there's the horn. This game is history. The Islanders take yet one more step toward their defense in the Stanley Cup as they riddle the Edmonton Oilers in the opening game of the best of 7 series. The final score, New York Islanders 8, the Edmonton Oilers 2.
They have not given up by any means. They're a young team. They do not know what it is as far as stopping. They just know one thing: they're going to have to play their hearts out in order to beat the New York Islanders.
Just 45 seconds left in the first. Butch Goring, a crusher, wheels in front, and it's 2-0. Islanders busted it open early in the second. 3 goals within a minute and 44 seconds. Dennis Potvin made it 5-0, and the final 8-2.
It is Gretzky at center. Curry on the right side, Callaghan on the other wing for Edmonton. We have Bourne, Trottier, and Bossy.
for the Islanders. Anderson over the line with Messier. Back to Messier. Clear to right in front. Is centered in front. Shot. They score! Smith grabbed for it, but he couldn't make contact. And a happy, gritty group of Edmonton Oilers celebrating 1-0 Edmonton.
And a very important goal, Mick, for Edmonton.
Oh, it is really after that 8-2 thrashing last night. What a pretty bunch of passes you'll see here. Bang, bang, all across. The three forwards getting involved. And, of course, Gretzky, instead of shooting, looking for the pass, and he just dumped it through the crease. Anderson just got a piece of it and slid it underneath Billy Smith. You'll see the drop pass here. Anderson back to Messier, who cuts in behind right there. Of course, the Islander defensemen are retreating back into their zone. Gretzky right across the front. Bingo. But it is a big goal.
In Edmonton territory. Here's Potvin working it in. He cleared it in. Bossy knocked it down. Here's Potvin over on this side to Pearson. Into the corner goes to Trottier. Behind the net. Bossy. Bossy takes a look at Potvin. He shoots. Scores!
Again with a potent power play and a great little soft pass by Bossy and the slap shot by Potvin. I don't think Moog was screened on this play. I think Potvin just blasted it, went right through his trapper. He did get a piece of it, but the Islanders just tremendous confidence on that power play. Trottier putting the puck behind the net to Bossy. Total confidence that they're going to keep control. And the next thing you know, they've tied the hockey game.
So now the face-off is in Edmonton territory. Score is tied. Out of goal. Back it goes. Potvin giving it over to Pearson. Going in for the shot. The rebound. They score!
Good scoring. It hit the goal post here just a minute ago. That time he cashes in on the rebound.
Well, it didn't take them long again in that power play. That passing again across the blue line. Pearson, the original shot, and the rebound by Goring right there. You see the Islanders with a 2-on-1 with the extra man there in front of Andy Moog. And there it is again, right across the blue line. Free lane for Pearson to shoot, and a big rebound on the far side for Goring.
Good play at the line to keep it in by Hagman. He got it back from Siltanen. Siltanen, you score! What a shot that little guy has.
And give Anderson some credit on that play, Mick, because he skated right in front of Smith. I'm sure we'll see in the replay it was a screen.
Well, we know Siltanen can fire the puck. The Oilers, again, just holding on to it very softly. There's that soft pass again. We see a good example. And there you are. You're right, Dick. Anderson right in front of Smith. He didn't see it at all. But you see, instead of rushing it and taking a long shot, they waited their time, and bingo. Good shot by Siltanen. The game tied 2-2.
It's off the glass in the corner. The Islanders. Goring, he waves Tonelli to get away from there. Over it goes to McEwen. Potvin is at the line and goes to Potvin. Potvin winds up for the shot. Scores!
Well, Mick again. Traffic in front of the Oilers' net.
Power play, power play, power play. That's all the Oilers are going to see out of the Islanders. Watch right in front of the net. Right there you see Marini tying up the Edmonton player. Moog really didn't see the shot again. This is what makes that power play so effective, along with the good passing and the good shots from the point. You see the pass coming to Potvin. You don't see Marini yet, but as soon as the camera goes towards the net, you'll see Marini screening Andy Moog and taking out the Edmonton defense right there. Bingo, right on the ice, and 3-2 out.
Will he put it back to the point? He does. Over in front, off the stick. There's another shot. They shoot. They hit the crossbar. There's no goal. The crowd thought it was in, but the referee has ruled it hit the crossbar. The light did not go on.
Trotier's out for a Sunday walk. Boy, is he screaming at the goal judge behind the net.
Boy, I tell you, I could hear that one clunk, though, against the crossbar.
I didn't think Dickett went in. I thought it hit the under part of the bar, came right down into the crease area. And see it again. The pass from McEwen goes over to Potvin in the slot, but he missed it, and it went right past Gillies and Bossier over to Trottier. There it is, right there. See that? We don't see any net bulge. You have to assume it came right off the bottom of the bar.
Watch the cords in behind the top crossbar and see if they move. That's always the key.
Here you see Trottier coming right in the open side. Moog is down. Think right up there.
See, look at Myers. Good spot, although he might be
Good
screened.
position, all right.
Light did not go on.
You look at that replay, and I wonder, because the puck seemed to come off of there very softly, but we could hear the clink of it coming off the bar when it seemed like all the way up here.
The big miss was Gillies in the rebound.
For sure. The puck was still in play, that's right.
Brian Trottier, no doubt, still hot under the collar. Another look at a bossy shot that Trottier thought went up under the crossbar and into the net.
There you see the puck going up right there. You know something? I think that was in the net when I look at that replay.
Down on the right wing, here's Anderson breaking in. He has Messier with him. Messier going over. Goes. They score! Fantastic execution by Anderson and Messier. They played that beautifully.
A couple of 20-year-olds putting on quite a show. No chance for Smith. McEwen was the defenseman caught. There he is, 16, trying to get back.
That was the original mistake. McEwen caught back at the Edmonton blue line, but good passing. Messier hanging onto it, drawing Billy Smith all the way over to the side with him and back to Anderson. Bingo, into the open net. A good 2-on-1. There you see him. Smith has to play the shooter, and then Messier just dumps it into the slot. Here comes Anderson, kept on going after he made the pass.
Second of the game.
Easy goal, 3-3 tie.
Coming out into the center ice area. Gretzky giving it over to Messier. Messier cutting it on goal. And a remarkable save there by Smith. There's another shot by Hicks. Gretzky centering it from behind. Coming down. Gretzky is in over the line. He makes all these great moves. He gets it to Anderson right out in front. Oh, how did that puck stay out?
The fans dropping by here and saying, what did the replay show? Did the puck go in the net? Didn't it go in the net? Mickey Redmond at first had one opinion. Now he's not so sure. Mick?
Well, Dick, I thought at first it looked like the puck came off the bottom of the crossbar, but on the last replay that we saw, you look up into the top of the net area, I thought I saw a black spot come in there. And, you know, we heard the clink of the crossbar. We thought it was a crossbar. It is possible that it could have been the top of the netting that the puck hit and came back out. The puck came down on a funny angle. You'll see it here. It comes straight down, although it didn't come underneath or behind the line. Watch right there. You see it underneath. Now, you really can't tell on there whether the black speck is up underneath the bar or not, but you see it came almost straight down. And most of the time when it hits that crossbar, being that it's rounded, it comes out a lot further on the rebound and comes out further in front of the net. So I couldn't really tell on that one. But on the last replay we saw before, it looked like I saw a black spot up there. I know Trottier hollered an awful lot at the referee about it, but again, who's to know? It's still 3-3, so I guess it doesn't matter what we think.
There was Smith taking a hammering behind the net. We'll give you a chance to comment on the power play later. Mickey Redmond as Trottier comes in. He sent it right out in front. And Gilly Smith, a glittering shot. They score! Potvin!
Henry Potvin with a hat trick here tonight. 3 power play goals. Mickey, he moved into position so quickly, and he just asked for that pass.
Unbelievable where he was standing. This is his 4th 3-point night in the playoffs. Watch him right here. Right in the slot about 12 feet in front of Moog, and a pretty pass from Bossy, and boom, the hot trick. Islanders up 4-3. See the Islanders pouring in, all 3 of them. Gillies almost scores here from Trottier. And you see that Potvin got the Edmonton players had actually deflected in out the skates of LaRiviere. But Potvin very alertly jumped right into the slot area where all the Edmonton players had vacated. Were following Bossy and Trottier behind the net. Slammed it home for the
Put that one wide. Here's Potvin into the corner. Now it's back to Potvin. Potvin centers it right over in front. They score!
Guess who's in on it again? Denny Potvin, number 5.
What a game he has had.
Boy, oh boy, Bossy, there's a 68-goal shot right there, boy. Right up over the top of Mogi. Was down on one knee, and he just snapped her right up into the top of the net. Potvin again, Dick, moving deeply into the Oilers zone. You see the fortunate deflection. Came right to Bossy, and boom, he just buried it.
But the only place he could have put it.
Unbelievable.
Playing time as we look at Trottier. From the face-off, it's on the boards and stopped by Gretzky over the other side. Bourne is going to pick it up and going. He missed the flag. Now they score! Trottier!
Now, 2 of the premier centers in hockey involved in the play. I believe it was Gretzky's pass that was intercepted off the board. It was, Jim. The shot missed it. Look at Trottier. Beats Gretzky to the puck. Gretzky falls in behind the net, trying to cut him off the other way. There it is, 6-3. gives it off to Hughes, who clears it in. And now the countdown starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game is over. And the New York Islanders, very hard pressed. They came through in the third period to win it 6-3 over
We have a good
Edmonton.
hockey team. It skates well, you know, and you never know what can happen in playoff hockey, so we just got to get out there and work as hard as we can.
Much the way we used to be 5, 6 years ago. A lot of young legs and a lot of desire, and they'll never really give up. You know, it's not like some of the older teams at times that'll drop.
Game 2, Dennis Potvin takes charge. The Islander captain came up with 3 goals, 2 assists, tying a record as the Islanders won 6-3.
But the Oilers, with a hometown crowd, hoping to get back into this series after trailing 2-0.
First game, Tim, they were not in the game really too much. The Islanders ran all over them, did everything they wanted to do. Game 2 was a little different. Through 40 minutes, the Edmonton Oilers played fine hockey and kept the New York Islanders somewhat under check. But then things broke loose in the third period, a couple of plays, questionable calls, and so on, and the Islanders were off and running. At home, it's more comfortable, of course, for the Edmonton Oilers, and that's going to help them some. I don't think it's going to help them enough to beat the New York Islanders.
Yet it seemed to me that one of the very positive things about the Islanders' maturity as champions is when the Oilers came into the Coliseum having knocked off Montreal, much of the talk was, you know, stopping the Oilers, stopping Gretzky, and a couple of the Islander players said, hey, we're going to be taking it to them. They're going to have to stop us.
Well, that's very true, because when you have the puck, you don't have to worry about the other team scoring, and the Islanders have dominated the play through both the first 2 games, so Gretzky really hasn't had possession of the puck as much as he's used to. Obviously, in the games against Montreal, he controlled that at will, handled the puck a great deal, and set up his teammates the way he did all season. But the Islanders do not let him do that. They play in Edmonton's end of the ice.
One of the things that the Edmonton writers have commented on is that the Canadians, indeed some of the Oilers players themselves have said it, that the Canadians, when they got behind in those games in that first series, they started to panic. They said they didn't expect that from the Islanders, and they haven't seen it from the Islanders.
Well, there wouldn't be any panic on the Islanders' side.
This was game 1. John Tonelli's, what proved to be the game-winning goal coming up here that made it 3-0 in the first game at the Nassau Coliseum as he got the pass from Merrick and knocked it in behind Andy Moog, the young goaltender. And then in game 2, Denny Potvin had himself some kind of night.
He did, Tim. That play by Clark Gillies behind the net to Trottier, and Dennis Potvin all the way in from the point just took the pass and put it in very quickly, and that was the winning goal in game 2.
That one made it 4-3, and on they went to a 6-3 victory. And so far, the Islanders have had things pretty much their own way, although they did acknowledge that obviously the Oilers weren't about to quit because they gave them a great effort in that second game after being blown out so badly in the first one. So now that they're home with a hometown support, would think that the Islanders are expecting a total all-out effort from Edmonton.
There's no question. The first period will really tell the story. Edmonton is going to come out very quickly and throw the best hockey they have in their possession at the Islanders. The Islanders, of course, know that before the game starts, and I'm sure they'll be preparing for that. The coaches will be preparing them for it, and the players, I'm sure, are ready.
All right, well, we'll be back here with the opening face-off of this third game of the Stanley Cup quarterfinal series. Well, the crowd comes to its feet to welcome the Edmonton Oilers, and the spirit of this crowd naturally will reflect the fact that this young Oiler team has already accomplished a tremendous achievement with the victory over the mighty Montreal Canadiens, as the great Gretzky himself kind of got his foot in his mouth in saying that the implication being that they had beaten the best team in the NHL. He had to backtrack afterwards and say, what I really meant was that it's the dream of every youngster if you're playing on another team, if you ever get to play on another team against the Canadiens, to beat them in the Stanley Cup playoff if you grow up in Canada, and that's certainly understandable. And the crowd here, I would think, agrees with Mr. Gretzky. So no matter what happens in this series, the Oilers have won the hockey fans of Edmonton with their tremendous achievement this year. Wayne Gretzky, short-handed goal, beating Billy Smith to the far side, using Curry as a decoy.
What a shot by the great Gretzky, the single-handed member so often of this Edmonton team. Goring gets the puck. Gretzky tips it by Dennis Potvin. Potvin is, of course, caught at the blue line. It's 2-on-1. With McEwen back, Gretzky elects to shoot. He picks the inside of the goalpost, just to the left of Billy Smith. A short-handed goal by Wayne Gretzky gives the Edmonton Oilers a 1-0 lead.
Bossy from Trottier and Billy. Trottier, with that sixth sense those two have, knew exactly where he was.
Good move by the Islander power play. Finally, that's number 9, Clark Gillies, as he feeds it cross ice to Trottier, and all of a sudden, who appears in behind number 7, Paul Coffey, but Michael Bossy, and the puck is in quickly. Andy Moog cannot move laterally past him. That's Clark Gillies coming across the blue line. He turns and passes to Brian Trottier, and Trottier, as we've seen so many times, to Bossy, and it's in the net. Just as fast as you can say it, or actually faster than you can say it, it was in. Boom, boom, boom.
Left in the penalty. Curry for Gretzky score. Wayne Gretzky from Yari Curry, and it's 2-1 Edmonton.
Now you know why Wayne Gretzky lurks around behind the net. Just for that. So often during the regular season, the great Gretzky, Coffey, number 7, has the puck. That's crossed up Siltonen. He dumps it to Coffey, and Coffey gives it to Yari Curry, number 17, and he knows where Gretzky is, right there. Just to the left of Smith, he walked out from behind the net, timing it perfectly with the pass from 17, Yari Curry and Gretzky. His second goal of the game, that's his 6th goal of the playoffs, has given the Edmonton Oilers
Edmonton zone as Siltonen's penalty is over, and so is the period. Well, we're going to have some fun in the third, sports fans. At the end of 2, a shorthanded goal and a power play goal by the Oilers. And a power play goal by the Islanders has all of the scoring in this 20 minutes. Standing at the end of 2, the Edmonton Oilers 2, the New York Islanders 1. Will return to the Northlands Coliseum at Edmonton.
Second period action now. The great Gretzky pulls the trigger, beats Billy Smith. How sweet it is, 1-0 Edmonton. The Islanders on the power play, they'll come right back. Mike Bossy gets the goal to tie it at 1-1. Still in the second period, Gretzky again beats Billy Smith. After 2 periods of play, Edmonton on top by a score of 2-1.
And Anderson skates it out the right side. He's checked by Tonelli. Keeps going and works his way to the left side. Glenn Anderson, the pass in front, score! Eddie Hagman reached out and deflected that pass from Anderson. Well, that Anderson is some kind of hockey player. But what an effort by Hagman, stretching out to steer it past Smith.
The mistake was made by Dave Langevin. This is Anderson breaking out of his own end of the ice. Tonelli in pursuit. Watch Dave Langevin, the left defenseman. He come all the way over. That left Hagman going in all alone on Billy Smith. And he just touches the puck right over the left arm of Billy Smith. A big goal for the Edmonton Oilers. A 3-1 lead. As Anderson, Glenn Anderson, a good job getting away from John Tonelli as he came through center ice. Langevin, Dave Langevin, turned inwardly, crossed over, and Anderson spotted it. He sees Hagman all alone. Beautiful, beautiful.
Goring comes back for the puck. Goring checked from behind. Marini couldn't keep it in. Here comes Gretzky. Gretzky got an angle on Langevin, cuts to the slot, in on goal, and scores! Wayne Gretzky just turned Langevin right around, and he has a hat trick and a 4-1 Edmonton lead.
He gave him the open ice. That's right where he likes to go. The anticipation, Tim, he picked the puck up right here. Now watch where he comes from. Right there. He knew where that puck was going to come out. Dave Langevin tries to keep him under tow, but he's too quick. And look at the opening between the legs. Not many players can do what he does, and he does it so well. You cannot teach hockey players how to do that kind of a thing. And that's a standing ovation here at the Northlands Coliseum for their hero, Wayne Gretzky. His hat trick has put his 3rd goal tonight, has put them ahead now, 4-1. Here's Gretzky crossing the blue line, changes direction on Dave Langevin, and right between the legs of Billy Smith, Gretzky has given his team a 4-1 lead.
This crowd still on its feet for the great Gretzky, who has showed his greatness in this one after being somewhat human in the first 2 games of the series. Just a goal and an assist at the Nassau Coliseum. Tonight doing his thing. 9:37 to go, regulation time. Oilers lead by 3. Potvin's pass for Marini off his stick. He gets it to Goring. Goring to Kelly, score! Butch Goring, what a nice pass, and Hector Marini, who made it all happen on that last play down there with a good goaltending by Moog. again hanging in there, keeping the play in the Edmonton zone.
They have picked it up. Hector Marini puts the check and takes one from Hicks. Butch Goring, pure backhand pass, a beautiful pass by Butch Goring, and Clark Gillies changes the direction, much like Hagman did on Billy Smith.
Good work by Hector Marini, a perfect pass from Goring to Gillies, and suddenly the Islanders are back in this hockey game with 9:27 to go. And remember, in the playoffs, you can get to overtime, so they really only need 2 to keep themselves alive. Poked out, and here's a break for Curry. Larry Curry in a breakaway. Good. Yari Curry, the Finnish rookie, has just cemented this one at 5-2.
Pretty goal. The Islanders buzzing, coming close, looking like they may get another goal here in the third period. Number 4, Lowe, deflects the puck. And who picks it up? Yari Curry, 27, Pinelli in pursuit, but he can't catch him. And quick move, one move, go to the backhand, flips it into the net. And the Edmonton Oilers, an insurmountable lead now, 5-2, as the New York Islanders threatened time and again with Goring around the net, Bourne around the net, Pinelli around the net. They could not get it by Andy Moog at a breakaway by number 17, Yari Curry.
Pinelli trying to stick handle down the slot. Stopped by Lowe, gets it again, throws it in front, broken up by Pat Hughes. Hughes to Gretzky. Gretzky for Callaghan. Callaghan, backhand shot, and Alonso made the stop. Centering pass from Gretzky. That's it. The Edmonton Oilers get themselves another standing ovation. That's how they were greeted when they came into the North Coliseum tonight. And that's how they are leaving it. With a standing ovation from an appreciative home crowd, as they have got themselves back into this quarterfinal series against the defending Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders, with the all-important first victory here at home coming into the Coliseum down 2-0, having lost twice in New York. They were in a must-win situation tonight, and they came up with it. All credit to them. The final score, the Edmonton Oilers 5, the New York Islanders 2. Will return to the Coliseum in a moment.
Game 3 shifted to Edmonton. Home cooking agreed with the young Oilers, and the great Gretzky came alive, scoring 3 goals as Edmonton won 6-3, the Isles' first loss in 6 playoff games.
I think they made believers out of a lot of people with just one game, and that was last night, that 5-2 triumph. They were fully deserving of their victory over the New York Islanders. Wayne Gretzky and Andy Moog, the obvious stars of the game, as we mentioned earlier. Gretzky with his 3 goals, Moog with his outstanding goaltending performance. As we mentioned earlier, Andy Moog in goal for the Oilers. The Islanders have made a change. Roland Melanson is starting. He finished last night's game, replacing Billy Smith with over 9 minutes remaining in the third period.
John, there was a real collision in the Islander net where several players piled on top of Smith. We wonder if perhaps he was injured in that pile-up, and that's the reason he isn't playing tonight.
Well, talking to him after the game and again today, he didn't indicate there was any problem. Perhaps just a feeling by Al Arbor that he wants to make a change because Melanson played well in the 9 minutes he was in there. And Paul Coffey goes back to his own goal. Lead pass, center ice to Gretzky. Gretzky had a little trouble controlling it. He lost it. Here's a chance for Trottier. Trottier breaking in. And a good defensive move by Sildernon, who came back to take it away from him. Sildernon then slid into the net. He's okay. And now here's the shot.
But again, he cuts to the inside, lets that shot go off the goalpost. Had Melanson going the wrong way, but it started right at the far end where the Oilers were able to recover from a Trottier breakaway by Risto Siltanen, and Paul Coffey grabs the hold of the puck, goes the length of the ice, and scores a power play goal. But again, he's given that blue line and lets the shot go. No screen on the play. It just had Melanson going the wrong way.
Back at the goal. This is where Gretzky is most dangerous. He has it knocked away from him. It comes to the line. Riviere keeps it in. Gretzky back at the goal. Gretzky right up front.
nothing. You notice when players tend to pull out of the zone, Gretzky does not move from behind the net, even though it may look like the Islanders gain control. Watch 27 Semenko. He does his job in front of the net. Lorimer has him pushing him right in against Melanson. He has got absolutely no chance against Curry, who comes in against the rebound. What's the goaltender supposed to do? So let's give the marks to Dave Semenko on that play for doing his job.
Is being waved out. So is Unger. Risto Siltanen and Clark Gillies will go in. From the face-off, back to the line. Bourne over to Potvin. Into Gillies. Gillies tried to feed it in front of Trottier. Trottier couldn't control it. Back at the line, it's Bourne. Bourne at the side of the net to Bossy. Bossy out to Potvin, moving in. He scores! And they will still hold the man advantage because only 29 seconds remained in the penalty to Anderson.
Well, one thing about the Islanders, you know, with their power play, I mean, this is excellence at its best, finding that open man. They had the Oilers running around. They couldn't really establish a good triangle, and Potvin has a tremendous wrist shot, just overpowered Andy Moog on that power play. Here you get a look at it at the high angle. You notice white jerseys just running around all over the place, and when you don't get that set position, try to keep the opposition to the outside, you don't have much of a chance.
Merrick ahead to Tonelli, looking for Nystrom. Nystrom breaking in, just scores!
Bob Nystrom always seems to get his act together come playoff time, but the Oilers had this played pretty good. Actually, Nystrom is heading for the net, picks up a loose puck that deflected off an Oilers stick, actually slowed down. Coming up now, watch as the shot directed, hits the skate, and Nystrom just picks it up in a high wrist shot. Eddie Moog actually got his glove on it, but went over the line. So Nystrom, who has thrown out some resounding checks, not only today, but throughout the series, grabs a goal and a tie game.
Edmonton going with the same lineup tonight as was on the ice last evening in a 5-2 triumph, while the New York Islanders have made a couple of changes. The most notable change, I suppose, in goal, with Roland Melanson replacing Billy Smith, and of course they have added Sutter and Lane.
Well, Sutter certainly gives them a lot of strength along the boards. He's a competitive hockey player, likes to mix it up in the corner, something that was lacking here last night for the Islanders. You know, the Oilers certainly thumped them around as they're doing tonight. There was no response by the Islanders. But you know, as I look at that last night's goal, remember when he got hit against the board, a tremendous check, bounced right up again, and the next shift got the goal. But that's the type of player that Bob Nystrom is. But it's, I wonder, those two goals, how it will affect the Oilers. You know, if it's going to deflate their confidence level. I don't think so. I'm sure they're still confident and eager to get the second period underway.
Bossy breaking for the goal, but Pearson couldn't get it to him. Finally, his pass out is intercepted by Messier. And Messier, he lost it. Here's a chance for Trottier. Trottier moving in, he scores! Messier had control in his own zone. He did not fire it out. And the result is a goal by Brian Trottier.
Well, he did have control, and you know, anytime you have an opportunity to ice it, you do so, especially when you're in your own zone. Now, if he's around the center ice area, I can see him trying to rag the puck. But you notice everybody else was going out of the zone. Nobody back covering up. And then Trottier, left by himself, lets that good shot go. And it's another power play goal, but a little help there, defensive let down by the Oilers.
Breaks up his pass. He brings it in to Messier. Messier, a shot! From an almost impossible angle.
Now, Messier got good wood on that, but you don't score from against the boards. Look at the play that Hicks makes here. Now watch where Messier shoots this one from. Let's look at Melanson. Now he's almost inside his crease area. I would think that he'd have to come out and challenge a little bit, cut down that angle, and that beat him to the far corner. And a good lucky break for the Oilers.
Good forechecking here by New York as Edmonton is having trouble getting organized. Now here's a chance, the 2-on-1 break. Slap shot, score!
save by Tonelli. Well, this line here of Tonelli, Nystrom, and Merrick were all over Gretzky's line. Again, the Oilers leaving the zone. Potvin was trying to go offensively. Somebody has to cover up for him. And then Tonelli lets that shot go. Possibly Kevin Lowe was screening on the play, but when you rattle it off the goalpost and it goes in, you deserve it. He really picked that corner. So John Tonelli has given the lead, and that's his first goal of the playoff.
4 seconds left in the period. Runger, a long shot is caught by Melanson as the siren sounds to end period 2.
Andy Moog was busy. He gave up a couple of goals in that period. Melanson didn't have many shots against him. In fact, only 6. But the Oilers are in it. They kept their poise, even though they fell behind a couple of times. Should be a good third period.
And so the score at the end of the second period, the New York Islanders 4, Edmonton 3. Here's Coffey bringing it in, working to the corner, playing it back to the line now to Gretzky. Gretzky drops it over to Anderson, and they score! Callaghan in front of the net.
The power play has proved to be a weapon used by both teams. Paul Coffey just out-muscles Potvin for the puck. Now Gretzky goes to work, setting up Anderson. Now what Anderson's doing is directing it at the net. Callaghan has perfect position. Nobody in there to take him out of the play. And he just deflects the puck past Melanson. The movement and the deflection. Now that's something that the Oilers wanted to do all night. Get a man in that area. They haven't been able to do it. So a little adjustment. They tie this game on the power play. That's 2 for each side.
Has lost his stick. Goring gets it out to Potvin. Moving in. A shot. As he dropped that one out of the top corner. Couple check. He lost the breakaway. Messier going in alone. He shoots. Saved by Melanson. What a chance Mark Messier had. Listen, unable to clear it. Bossy keeps it in to Trottier. A shot and a save by Moog. What action on this power play. Way out of his goal to play it along the boards to the line. It's kept in by the Oilers. Here's a chance for Gretzky. Gretzky trying to move in. What a move by Gretzky. They pin it against the boards for a face-off. This kid never ceases to amaze.
That has the fans buzzing in here.
Dump it out. Finally, it's played off the boards to center ice. A long shot by Langevin. We're going to be going into overtime. Coffey in the corner. The puck goes loose. There's the final buzzer. And we have overtime coming up at the Northland Coliseum.
Well, I knew it that sooner or later, being with you, Don Whitman, that we'd end up with overtime. But by golly, folks, you have seen 2 teams demonstrate the ability to go out there and play 100% effort. I mean, we have seen it last night. We've seen it again tonight. The intensity that they played with, a credit to the Oilers, also the Islanders, the fans, the people, everybody. They're certainly getting their money.
To the goal. Gillies gets it. Trottier back to the line. Potvin shoots, save, rebound. Another save by Moog. It's loose. They bang away. And Trottier with Moog down just failed to jam it in. The best scoring chance of the game. Trottier back to the net. Still has it. Trottier trying to come out front. Now he's tied up by Lowe. Trying to center it. It goes loose. He bangs at it again. Gillies has it between his skates. They jam away at it. To the line. Not out. Morrow shoots. He scores! Ken Morrow, the overtime hero for the New York Islanders as they win it 5-4. That goal coming at 5:41 of overtime.
Well, a tough break for the Edmonton Oilers. They battled hard. But Morrow from the point, but the pressure that the Islanders put on was tremendous here. Trottier again doing awesome work. There's the original save. Trottier, Bossy, everybody in there. And finally, it looked like Andy Moog had a piece of it. They're trying to shovel it under his head. But but to no avail. Islanders just a great forechecking job. Bossy, look at him get away. He's hit, he's knocked down, he gets hit again, he gets up, doesn't give that puck away. Look at him get away from Kevin Lowe and deflected in front. The big guy there, Clark Gillies, and here it comes through a maze of players and catches the corner. Tough break for young Andy Moog, who played brilliantly.
Well, the Oilers came so close to getting it out of their own zone. However, they did not succeed in doing that, and Morrow blasted it from the line for the winning goal at 5:41 of overtime. And so the final score, the New York Islanders 5, Edmonton 4.
In Game 4 in Edmonton on Monday, the Oilers gave the Islanders all they could handle and even led 2-0 before New York came back to equalize. In the second period, it was 3-3. And the Islanders used Gord Lane's pass for John Tonelli, who let fly from just inside the line to beat Andy Moog with a tremendous drive and a 4-3 New York lead. The Oilers got even in the third with fierce forechecking in the Islanders' zone. Paul Coffey got the puck back to Gretzky, who fired from the point. Anderson redirected, and the shot went to Brett Callaghan, who scored his third goal of the playoffs. Then it was overtime. The game winner came after a struggle in the Oilers' zone. Andy Moog had made several big saves before the Islanders got it back to the point for Ken Morrow's blast. A 5-4 victory. The goal coming at 5:41 of the first overtime period. The New York Islanders taking a 3-1 lead in their series with the Edmonton Oilers. John Wells reporting from Edmonton.
Tickets, tickets, tickets. Who's got a playoff ticket? Will this be the night the Isles win again as they did in overtime in Edmonton, and the Oilers' surprising season comes to an abrupt end? If so, Islander fans want to be in on the kill. After all, the Isles lead the series 3-1 in games, and they've won 8 straight playoff games at home. But Gretzky and his gang won't be pushed aside easily. These tough young Turks say, "We expect to be home for Game 6 on Friday." This was the game clincher in Edmonton on Monday. Sudden death overtime, the score tied at 4. Then the game-winning shot by Ken Morrow from long range. It finds the mark. The winning goal at 5:41. The Isles lead the series 3-1.
If today's practice is any indication of the confidence that our team has about going home and playing the Islanders, we're certainly going to be in for a good game tonight. I think the team is ready to beat the Islanders. We want to go home and give our fans another hockey game and come back here and extend this series to 7 games.
Well, we like Edmonton very much as a city, but we hope that we won't have to return there until next season. We know it's going to be a very tough hockey game. They're young, they're strong, and they have a lot of spirit, a lot of enthusiasm, and we have to be well prepared and be ready to play our best game of the series tonight.
So we are ready with Hagman going to center. Messier on one wing, Anderson on the other for Edmonton. It's Goring with Sutter. Gillies is down the ice, and I think we're going to have an icing right off the bat. And starting away for Edmonton, Gretzky speeds down, in over the line, there's the pass, they score! Hicks! And it seemed that Smith got a piece of it.
Mickey, a tremendous play by Gretzky on the fake when he sort of set it up and then slipped it over to his left. Right here.
He hung onto it again, Dick. That's his forte, hanging onto that puck. He sort of had Lorimer standing still there. You see a good shot of it, squeaking between the legs of Billy Smith. But a 3-on-2, Gretzky made that play really happen. He got the legs going right back in his own zone beside Andy Moog and just charged up the ice with a 3-on-2, took advantage with Hicks on the left side, and a big goal for the Oilers to jump out in front here.
Now Trottier trying to shake off Hicks. Bossy getting it back. There's the shot. Rebound. They score!
Well, the Islanders again with just too much pressure in the Edmonton zone. Brian Trottier makes this all happen before he does get the goal himself. Off a rebound, Andy Moog, and Trottier gets flattened by Hicks, but boom, he slips it underneath him. But Dick Trottier down in the corner, great work in the corners with his body, using it to protect the puck away from the Edmonton players, and finally ends up in front, and he gets the rebound to tie the hockey game.
That's the 11th power play goal for New York in this series. And Mickey, it was a case of really Edmonton killing off 2 straight penalties the way it worked. And it was just got to be a little too much. Trottier scores, it's tied.
LeRiviere came back into his area, but he couldn't control it. Now Lane hands it off to Bossy. Bossy coming up, cutting back, and scores!
Well, a break for the Islanders. Bossy with no angle at all to score from. Takes the shot. Andy Moog just missed it with his left foot and into the bottom left-hand corner. Defenseman LeRiviere forcing Bossy way to the side. There you see the shot. Perfectly placed to the far side. That's the reason I guess Bossy scored 60 goals. Dropped it right off the far goal post, Dick.
Game when they were playing 5-a-side, Mickey, as you often mention, it gives those three-wheelers a lot more room out there.
Back on the far point is Courier. We'll pick up the other player for you in just a moment. Now the Oilers have it. Anderson is the other player. Courier getting it into the corner, in behind the net. It goes to Gretzky. There is his favorite spot. He's tremendously dangerous. Scores! Right out in front to Anderson.
Well, I'll tell you, Gretzky is incredible. He gets behind that net, Dick and Danny, and he just uses the net to stay away. You'll have a look at it here from behind. Watch him jockey for position back there. There's the little backhand pass coming after he goes back to his right. Right there, Anderson. Boom. He lets the wrist shot go right away. Billy Smith, no chance.
Watch Potvin, Mickey. He doesn't know what to do. Does he get Gretzky? Does he stay in front? Watch it.
They're afraid to go because there's 2 Oilers in front of the net. They can't leave their position. Gretzky knows that. He plays it well, uses the net as a barrier, just dumps it out in front. Billy Smith, no chance. 2-2.
Now here's Gretzky. Couldn't get going against the falling man. A shot right on by Curie. Now Corey right in front. They shoot. They score! Beautiful setup. Callaghan set up by Curie. And Edmonton leading 3-2, despite the fact the Islanders probably better of the play in this period.
Yeah, but Danny, of late, they've been very sloppy in their own zone the last couple of minutes.
Here you'll see it right here. Billy Smith, a little bit, he didn't know if he was going to take it or Lorimer. Neither one did take the puck. As a result, Curry picked it up and threw it in front. And there's Callaghan, 3-2 Edmonton. Here you see Gretzky and Gillies way up in center ice. This is where the play starts right here. Curry with a good shot. Smith the save. Didn't know whether to take it or not, and Lorimer didn't, and there it is. Callaghan right in the crease. The Edmonton, an excited hockey club right now with only 1:09 left in the second period.
Over the line with Nystrom. 1 second. The period is over. It is 3-2. Edmonton ahead of New York Islanders. And it was Callaghan getting the goal late in this period to give Edmonton the 3-2 lead.
And the Oilers,
Dick.
The Oilers had 7 shots. How'd that work? I missed that, so hang on. I'll just wait.
Okay, I'm going to say this. The score at the end of the second period is Edmonton 3, New York Islanders 2.
And Brett Callaghan's goal from Curry at 18:44 in the second period has given Edmonton the 3-2 lead they now have. Overall, the shots, the Islanders have had 19, and the Edmonton Oilers have had 17. And, Mickey, I would have to think this is a rather important period of hockey. That's an understatement. But again, I get back to the fact that even though they had some good scoring chances in the last half of that second period, the Islanders aren't playing with the poise that you might expect against the Oilers right here on home ice.
Not if they want to finish them, Dick. And, you know, there's something else to think about that long trip. If they have to go back to Edmonton for Game 6, and then if it should happen, the Oilers would win Game 7. The other series look, a lot of them, like they're going to be wrapped up by Friday at the latest, and it would be tough for the Islanders to have to go 6 or 7 if they could beat them even then.
We mentioned a moment ago the importance of the time. There it is at the bottom of your screen. We must also say left in regulation time. 9:01. The Oilers lead by 1.
This has been an enormous struggle, and that's the type that you would expect with the upstart Oilers facing elimination. and the defending Stanley Cup champions, wanting to end it tonight. Exactly 4 minutes, the time left in regulation time. Tonelli coming in. There's a shot. Oh, what a save that was. That was headed for the far side.
Now we get a hassle. And the frustration might be starting to surface on the part of the New York Islanders.
Guess who started that? Andy Moog. He flipped the puck up in the air and took a whack at it baseball style with his big goal stick and hit Tonelli. It looked like right in the side of the helmet in the face.
Look at Andy. He's just cool.
Well, he's going to say, no, you guys go at it. I started it. Let's see what you're going to do.
He's cool.
Excellent job of getting that puck out of the wrong zone. Here's Hackman. Hackman into the corner. Messier taken into the boards by Nystrom. They've been belting each other every time they see each other. He's puck and rush. They score! Beautiful goal.
The Edmonton Oilers lead 4-2. 4:41 left in regulation time. You saw Glenn Saylor on the bench. The Oilers are going crazy over there.
Well, Anderson, the pass right in front of the net. Smith going the other direction. No chance at all to make the stop. Here you'll see the play. Starts out Messier and Nystrom behind the net. Nystrom running Messier. And here's where Anderson picks it up. Right over to Hagman. He makes the good dink. Smith going the wrong way. What a big goal for the Oilers, Danny.
Opportunity for the New York Islanders to get a goal to move to within one. They have Trottier on with Gillies, Bossy, Merrick, McEwen. McEwen knocks it down, takes the shot. Now Potvin coming in on that left side. Trottier around the net. Trottier still after it. Trottier giving to Bossy. Bossy getting out in front. They bang away at it. Still loose. Now here's McEwen shooting it off a leg. It goes. Trottier goes into the corner, back and goes to Dennis Potvin. There's the shot. Lucenberg. They score! Bossy!
The game is not over yet. There's still 1:35 to go. The Islanders with all kinds of pressure. There's the shot that hits Gillies in the chest. 68-goal scorer Mike Bossy snipes another one. Relentless pressure, Dick, from the Islanders on this power play.
That one went in off the arm of Andy Moog, so Bossy's second of the night, 8th of the playoffs. Comes up with 1:35 left and makes the score 4-3. Potvin and Trottier get the assists. So there it is. It's all on the screen right now. The score and the time to play. And this Nassau Coliseum is a madhouse.
Oh. The Islanders in center ice. The faceoff will be at center ice. We'll just try to get the draw, get control of it, gain the center ice zone, and dump it in. And Billy Smith probably be playing 10, 12 feet out of his net.
1 minute and 32 seconds. The Oilers clearing it in. It's Morrow from the corner. Now Morrow down to the line, broken up at the line. It rolls in. Smith is still in goal. Tonelli chopping it in there. Racing in. Callur has it in behind the net. Center right out in front. And then hopped over Tonelli's stick. I'm sure the Islanders would like to get a whistle here. Keep it in there so they can get a face-off and get their goalie out. Less than a minute remaining in regulation time. They battle furiously along the boards. Here's Gretzky coming out with Hughes and Hunter at the line. Broken up by Dennis Potvin. Potvin is over the line. Shoots. Oh! Another enormous save by Moog. That looked like a shot to the upper corner to tie the game.
Moog is definitely hurting. Dick, you mentioned it earlier. He is really one tired and sore goaltender right now, but he's not going to give up in there. What a shot by Potvin. A high, hard one. He makes the rush. Look at that thing going for the top corner. Just caught in the end of the mesh of his pass.
And Smith is going over to the bench. 4-3 for Edmonton over New York. 6 attackers now. For the Islanders, they are going with Trottier, Nystrom, Gillies, Potvin, Bossy, and McEwen. A lot of experience out there, Mickey Redmond. And the fans are standing as they look on. the area for the face-off down to the right of Andy Moog.
This place in just a total uproar right now, Danny.
The Gretzky on the face-off against Chartier. Back on the boards. It's cleared out by Gretzky. It's rolling. Hey! Oh, they keep it out. What a play by McEwen. That looked like the clincher. Now there are 30 seconds remaining. That went down there so agonizingly slow. Now it's cleared into the center ice area. Gillies over it goes, broken up at the line by Lowe. Up on the left side. Gretzky is chasing it, shoots and from the almost impossible angle, it goes wide. Time has run out perhaps on New York. 4 seconds, there's the shot. And it's called out. The offside was 2 seconds. Gretzky waves the stick in his arms in the air. And there's a fellow who has been just an immense talent tonight.
Doesn't that picture tell it all?
Good sleep tonight, Dick. So game 6 is a reality. Friday night in Edmonton. What an effort.
34 seconds left. I shared a taxi with Andy Moog coming over here tonight. He wanted to get here well ahead of the team. He said, I want to get there and sit down and think about it. Well, he did some pretty good thinking, I guess.
This will be a formality. I would think it's in the center ice area. And the game is over. Edmonton, as they've been doing it ever since I don't know, back in March. And they are a happy lot. They forced the 6th game in Edmonton, 4-3. Mickey and Dick, some comments, if you will.
Well, we knew the Oilers would come to play, Danny. They were not going to quit, and here they are now going back to Edmonton for game 6. Just a tremendous effort by the Oilers tonight.
So there you have it, the happy Edmonton team taking a bit of a break, heading to their dressing room to look at quite a battle going on in the stands. 4-3, and they go back to Edmonton for Friday. That will be the national telecast. This is Stanley Cup 81 from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island.
All the Islanders both going on to a game 6 in their quarterfinal series at the Coliseum. Edmonton hanging right in. They beat the Islanders by the score of 4-3. This the kind of night it was. Islander defenseman Dave Langevin clobbered by the shot taken by Lee Fogelin. This coming off Stefan Pearson's fractured jaw. Langevin's x-rays were negative today, but he's doubtful for tomorrow. 2 more assists last night for Wayne Gretzky. 1 on this goal by Glenn Anderson. It tied the game at 2 late first. Late second, it's Brent Callaghan beating Billy Smith, and Edmonton now leads 3-2. 15-19 into the third. It's Matty Hagman on the backhander to make it 4-2 for the Oilers. Mike Bossy scored his 2nd of the night with 1.5 minutes left, but that was it. 4-3 final. Now it's back to Edmonton.
Gone through adverse conditions in the playoffs before, and it seems like we've always done it the hard way, and you know, we're very confident we can go back there and win.
The Islanders nearly pulled that game out last night, trailing 4-2 with 2 minutes left. They nearly did it. 95 seconds left. The Islanders pulled within 1, 4-3. Bossy got it, the 2nd goal. I had a feeling they'd tie it, the way Bossy tied the 50-goal record that night, remember? Less than a minute left. Here comes Potvin, drilled it. Moog somehow barely held on. And I thought this one was great. The Islanders had pulled goalie Smith. Here comes the shot. Can McEwen save it? There goes the puck, and he stops it from going in. But the Oilers won the game anyway, 4-3.
The Oilers are getting accustomed to enthusiastic airport greetings, and they're not growing tired of the attention from a city overtaken by Stanley Cup fever. At yesterday's arrival, goaltender Andy Moog was easily the most popular figure, not only among these youthful admirers, but also the entire Alberta capital. These days, the Oilers are front page in every edition, and Moog, who backstopped the Oiler victory Wednesday night with an incredible third-period performance, is the city's latest hockey hero. Up front, though, the Edmonton shooters have found the target. Yari Curry out front for Brett Callaghan perfectly in a 3-2 Edmonton lead late in the 2nd period. Then in the 3rd, Glenn Anderson made the play for Matty Hagman's picture-perfect game winner in a 4-3 Edmonton triumph over the Islanders. Hagman's 2nd playoff winner is the reason for this gathering tonight. The Edmonton Oilers are at home and trying to keep their playoff miracle alive against the defending Stanley Cup champions. Good evening. A lot of hockey fans would not have expected a greeting from this building for Game 6 of the quarterfinals with the Oilers challenging the New York Islanders. However, we are excited to be here for a telecast because this series has provided some special moments for all those who have watched the Edmonton Oilers' impossible dream. It's a pleasure to welcome Howie Meeker to the series, and Howie, it's going just the way you said it would at the outset.
No, John, no. I said Montreal in 4 and Islanders in 5. It's going like I hoped it would have gone, not like I said.
Is it an impossible dream for the Oilers?
No, certainly not. To have this town, this crazy town, everybody singing, here we go, Oilers, here we go. If they continue to get the goaltending that they have got from Andy Moog and can withstand the next 10 or the first 10 minutes of the hockey game, they could win it.
Where is the pressure tonight, Howie?
Oh, certainly the pressure's on the Islanders. There's no doubt about that. They didn't expect to be back here. They didn't want to be back here. Now they have to prove they're world champions. They got 16 happy-go-lucky kids say, hey, what we got to lose? Nothing. They're going to make it.
The media in this town has taken to calling the Edmonton Oilers Destiny's Children. And this exuberant band of youthful Oilers, to a man, I think, Jerry, believe that they indeed are a team of destiny.
Well, you know, everybody loves an underdog, Don, and I think what they've done for themselves more than anything, but also for the town, for the media, for all of Canada is really something. And right now we're watching the crowd build up to the Oilers getting onto the ice, and they're all going crazy. They're clapping, they're screaming, there's horns everywhere. And believe me, this is when the sport of hockey is the most fun.
Islanders are on the ice, and in just a moment, the Oilers will make their appearance. And listen to this crowd as Andy Moog leads them onto the ice.
Well, this is a type of situation, Don. I hope everybody can get an idea of how wild it is. Everybody's standing. It's a standing ovation. And you made one successful prediction already. The game's going to be late for a few minutes as we listen to this.
Is the starting goaltender tonight for the Islanders. He has started all but that game last Monday. And, of course, Andy Moog, the newest sports hero in this Alberta capital, has started all the playoff games for the Oilers. He has held the hot hand. He was brilliant in the 5-2 in here. He performed well. He was brilliant in the 5-4 overtime loss. And he was particularly skillful in the 4-3 victory on Wednesday night in New York. Now it's Clark Gillies winding up in his own zone. A lead pass for Trotgate. Tried to give it back, and Gillies had difficulty controlling it. A quick centering pass, and they score as Hector Marini knocked it in.
Well, Clark Gillies responsible for that. Look at him, he leads the rush, moves the puck to Trottier in the blue line, and Trottier flips it back to him. It goes off Gillies' stick here and into the corner, and watch him make the play. A little bit of a defensive lap by the Oilers in the slot area where they let Marini come in.
The Islanders counted their only goal. Hector Marini from Gillies and Trottier at 4:54 of the opening period. 1-0 New York leading the Oilers after one period of play. Brian Trottier of the New York Islanders joins us as an intermission guest right now. Tell me what it's like out there. It looks like it's almost war.
Well, it's hot. Both teams want it a lot.
I figured both teams would be a little tense, and they were in about the first 5 minutes of the game. And then, as you see, it's opened up a little bit. Both teams have gotten loose and pouring everything at each other. The defensemen are pinching in on both sides. Gives you no room to work out there at all.
Brian, what do you think of this Oiler hockey club after five games, one period?
I admire them. They're young. They've got a lot of enthusiasm. The coach gives them a lot of confidence. He plays them in every situation. They've got very few veterans on the club, and the ones that are playing good hockey, they're holding the young guys together. And I look at them and it's like looking in a mirror.
I wanted to ask you that about 75.
5 years ago, I remember coming in the league, and that's how we were. We were young. Had a lot of enthusiasm. We had a few veterans on the club that held us together.
Sutherland moving in, shot, save. The puck loose, back to the line. To Gretzky. Gretzky going back to the line for Edmonton. Gretzky winds up. He scores!
Well, Gretzky looks around. They're playing that triangle pretty well, and he doesn't see anybody to move it to, so he just winds up and blasts it by Billy Smith. Watch this, he'll move into the middle of the ice, and watch the triangle they're playing. They do a pretty good job of it. They let him move in for the shot, and he just winds up and lets it go.
Jerry, I think you have to give some credit to Glenn Anderson, who was positioned in front of that net. He was screening Bill Smith as Gretzky, moving back to the line, wound up with that slap shot. And that is his 21st playoff point.
Well, there's no doubt Anderson deserves a lot of credit. Just as Gretzky let the shot go, Anderson got cross-checked from behind. And I'm not so sure Billy Smith had a good look at that.
Merrick got the draw back to Lane. Lane comes out of his own zone. On the right side to Kallur. Kallur going for the goal. He scores! Anders Kallur picking the far corner.
Andy Moog hugging that goalpost gave Anders Kallur a little bit of room. Watch him put it in lower right-hand corner of the net. Brings the puck to his forehand, and Moog's hugging the goalpost. You'd think there's nowhere to shoot, but he got it by him. Good play here by Gordy Lane to start it off. Look at him go to his forehand.
Anders Kallur is there. Up on the wing to Marini. Here's a chance for Nystrom. Nystrom moving in. Shot!
Well, Nystrom fired the puck to one place that Andy Moog is vulnerable, right between his legs. Here's the play over to Nystrom, breaking in. Now watch Moog go down and watch the puck between his legs. That's the one place he's vulnerable because of the way he goes down. He plays similar style to Tony Esposito. There it is, right between the legs.
You know, just outside the Islander dressing room this afternoon, Bob Nystrom was taping a couple of sticks, and I was talking to him and commenting on the great glove hand that young Andy Moog has, and he said that's one of our problems. We've been putting it up high. We have to keep it low. He did just that.
The Islanders have a 2-goal cushion on the Edmonton Oilers after 2 periods of play. 3 goals in the second period. Howie, lots to talk about.
Well, we want to show you the Gretzky goal. We want to show you how Potvin clears house in front of the net. The fellows upstairs kind of thought that Billy Smith didn't have a chance on the goal, and he certainly didn't, because when the shot was coming, Smith could see it, and Anderson was standing there. Now watch the top of your screen. Gretzky will move into position there. You'll see Anderson fencing with Potvin. Now Gretzky comes in closer to improve his angle. Now watch Potvin, and there he's knocked right across in front of Billy Smith. Billy Smith's concentration is broke. Didn't make a move till the puck was in the net. We want to show you Anders Kallur's goal. Can you move it up just a bit and then stop it a bit more, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more? All right, stop it right there. Now number 7 is Paul Coffey. He has to learn angles. He's on the blue line the same as Kallur. Now when he chases Keller, that's where he loses. Now look, they're even here. If he goes straight back, then when Kallur goes to the net, he catches up to them or is ahead of them and can make that check instead of being 4 or 5 feet behind them. You never chase anybody in this game. You go straight back and you make all kinds of checks. Hey, we're talking about Andy Moog. The goaltending in this period particularly has been all Billy Smith.
The Islanders are winning 3-1, courtesy of Billy Smith. There you saw Messier on the end of a great play. Bounce one off the stick. Now watch here, Paul Coffey again. Bad angle there, but there's Billy Smith making another crucial save. The score at this time is 1-1. Up at the other end. Oh, what a save. Moog is not going to be outdone. Number 9, Gillis, cruising in front of the net. He stands up this time, doesn't go down. Makes a beautiful right leg save. Right back at the other end again. Watch Anderson, hold free in front of the net. Score 1-1, and oh, does he drag his left leg and make a save. Billy Smith was just sensational. It could quite easily be 3-3. Smith, I thought, played great goal.
You think the bubble has burst for the Oilers now? Two quick
I don't know.
goals?
Well, they need one quick and then come back. I think they're a little bit tired, and I think Gretzky is the fellow that looks most tired of anybody.
The Islanders in this particular game, I think, have played very disciplined hockey, much more so than in any previous game.
Well, there's no question about that. The game of hockey often is a game of mistakes that you don't make, not great plays that you make. And the Islanders have really only made 2 mistakes tonight. One cost them goal, and the other time Billy Smith was there to make the save. And this is why they're the Stanley Cup champions.
Well, if you're interested in statistics, when the Oilers are trailing after 2 periods during the course of this past season, they only had 3 wins. They lost 25, and they tied 5. Puck is dumped out to center ice. Lorimer loses it to Anderson, looking for Messier in front of the goal. Messier scores!
Well, the Oilers certainly aren't dead yet, and what a great play by Glenn Anderson. Now watch Anderson. Blocks the shot, gets by Lorimer. Now watch the play he makes to Messier cutting in front of the net. And Messier takes the puck, moves to his left, and makes a good play to beat Billy Smith. Now watch Messier move to his left. There you see it. Billy Smith actually had the puck, and Messier doesn't do that.
Well, that will provide the Oilers with a much-needed lift here in the third period. Messier steps into Nystrom. The puck goes loose, and it's brought out by Potvin. Potvin shot off the glass. Into the corner after it. LeRiviere, he is bodied. Merrick cutting out front, and he scores! Oh, that's Sutter.
Well, a defensive lap by the Oilers, allowing Sutter to walk out in front of the net. Danny Potvin actually starts the play here, takes the shot, and it goes off in front of Riviere and high and off the glass. Now watch Sutter pick it up, and the Edmonton Oilers defenseman backs off. There's absolutely no way Sutter should be allowed to come out in front. He came out untouched, and you can hardly fault Andy Moog for a goal like that.
Here's McEwen getting away from a check. A pass over on the wing for Bossy and across the line. Bossy putting on the brakes, feeding it over to McEwen. McEwen moving in. He scores! And it's now 5-2. The Islanders leading. That goal coming with 14 seconds left in the penalty to Brett Callaghan.
Well, watch where this shot goes. Mike Bossy makes it a real good play all the way across the ice to McEwen. And watch the shot. Lower right-hand corner. Absolutely no chance for Andy Moog. It's just about 2 or 3 inches. Watch this. That kind of a shot's pretty hard to stop.
7:22, the time left in the hockey game. And this crowd that came to the Northlands Coliseum tonight with great anticipation. Somewhat quiet here in the third period. 25 seconds left in the game. What a dandy battle that should be in one semifinal involving the Islanders and the Rangers. Minnesota, of course, won't know until Sunday whether they'll be playing the Flyers or the Flames. Now it's Callaghan in the center ice area. 7 seconds left in the game. Over to Gilly. Gilly simply dumps it in, and that will do it. The New York Islanders defeat the Edmonton Oilers 5-2. But rest assured, the Islanders knew they were in a series.
Well, they're going to hop on an airplane tomorrow, and they're going to say, thank goodness for that we didn't have to go to game number 7, because with a young bunch of guys like the Oilers got, they're not afraid of game 7. The Islanders are. And what a hockey game we saw.
Talking to many of the Islanders before the game, they indicated that this series somewhat reminiscent of their own experience back in 1975 when they trailed Pittsburgh 3-0. They came back and won the next 4. They trailed the Philadelphia Flyers 3-0, came back and won 3, but then lost the 7th and deciding game 4-1.
Well, Don, it's definitely a maturing process that the Oilers have gone through. But I believe, and listen to the fans, another standing ovation. It's got to be, what, the 10th of the night, maybe? I believe the Oilers have gone through that maturing stage a lot faster than any other hockey club I've ever seen.
Undoubtedly, there's disappointment in the hearts of the Edmonton Oilers, but they certainly acquitted themselves in the Stanley Cup playoffs 1981. A tremendous showing by this young hockey team. And look at Brian Trottier.
You think he isn't happy to get this thing over with?
The Islanders applauding the efforts of the Oilers, responding to the crowd. This is Stanley Cup 81 from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Game 6 back at Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Islanders win 5-2. They take the series 4-2 and head into the semifinals. Mike Bossy feeding Mike McEwen here. Bossy is the leading scorer in the playoffs.
Last night, 5-2 to take that series 4-2. And the Isles can thank the Philadelphia Flyers for not having to play tomorrow after a 5,600-mile round-trip plane trip from Edmonton. Had Calgary beaten the Flyers to take that series, the semis would have started tomorrow, but Philly won. Now the Isles can rest, and in last night's game, Bobby Nystrom got the game-winning goal as he scored the 3rd goal of the night, and the Islanders won at 5-2. The last time Bobby Nystrom had a game winner last year in a very special overtime period against the Flyers, Nystrom's goal gave the Islanders the Stanley Cup.